special guest, Eleonora Brizi, an outstanding expert in blockchain, AI, generative coding, digital art curator, thinker, and someone who is reshaping the way we see blockchain as artistic medium. So get ready for an engaging conversation, fresh insights, and of course, meaningful interactions. Feel free to ask questions and be a part of the discussion. This space is for all of us. So let's get started. And I'd like to ask you, Eleonora, to introduce yourself, where you're originally from, where you're currently based, if you're based somewhere. I know that you travel a lot. And what's your specialization? Who is your primary audience? Businesses, mass audiences, local or global communities? And of course, if you want, you can share your screen
Okay.
and help you to set it.
Hi, hello everyone. Thank you so much, Elsa and Inloco Gallery for having me. Very happy to be here. I haven't been in the metaverse for a while, I have to say, after COVID. So it's nice to be back in spatial.
Wow.
Yeah, my name is Eleonora Brizi, and I am a digital art curator. And yes, I do specialize in blockchain. Actually, I just started a PhD at Université of Paris about blockchain as a medium in art. So I will explore how like through obviously like always from the angle of um, art projects and artworks, how actually like the blockchain can influence like society, and obviously through distribution of monetary value, of course, but also of decisional power. So that's what I am researching about, but I will do this through art and art projects. And as for my digital art curation practice, I started in 2018 in New York. So actually, I didn't study art as a major, but I studied Chinese and Chinese culture. And somehow, because of that, writing my dissertation about Chinese contemporary art, I ended up to work for artist Ai Weiwei for 4 years in Beijing. I stayed in China for a total of 6 years, and after Ai Weiwei, I started to do my own curatorial practice with contemporary Chinese artists. And then after 6 years, I landed in New York in 2018, and I heard about this amazing world of blockchain and art. And so I started to dive deep. And since 2018, I basically never left. So I also went through the phase of when, let's say, NFTs and this technology applied to art were less popular than what happened in 2021 with the advent of Beeple and the boom that NFTs encountered in 2021. And then the phase after the 2021, which was like a low phase of bear market, and now slowly coming back and with a lot of changes where finally tokenized digital art and blockchain art starts to be more accepted even in institutions, and if not that, at least the artworks and the artists are really welcome in institutions and major art projects. So let's say that there was a phase of pure experimentation, and then there was a boom, and then with the boom came the bubble, and then the bubble exploded, and then now we're finally actually like cleaning all the projects that were about speculation, and the art always stays. And so we are starting to work actually like to bridge the art world for real. So I am Italian originally. In this moment,
Oh,
I um, I grew up in Italian and I did my studies in Italy. In this moment, I really am a digital nomad, meaning that after COVID, I am just moving with the flow of conferences and art exhibitions or projects that I work for. So just moving here and there for like a few months. This year, 2025, I started in Asia. I haven't been back in Asia since when I left in 2018 because of COVID. So I started with Thailand. I'm now in Bali, and then hopefully going back to China also to see how to see how the vibe is about digital art, because I think that now China is very ready for like to start thinking about having promoting digital art there, because obviously in 2029, 28, I felt that it was too early, and then COVID came and it was impossible to do anything. And now I think that it's the time to maybe go back there. And before going to China on Thursday, I'm actually going to Hong Kong because there is Art Basel Hong Kong. So, and there's also a lot of digital art there. Um, so that's my current life. I am the founder of Breezy Art. Breezy Art is really like a curatorial practice, digital art curation, like a habitat for curation, for creative coding, AI art, and especially blockchain considered, again, not just as a tool to certify
I,
digital
I'm
files, but
really,
as a medium.
I'm really sorry, Eleanor. Maybe we could share your screen and you could just show your project as well.
Oh
That
yeah,
would
oh yeah,
be
yeah,
exciting, I think. Yeah,
yeah,
because now
yeah.
you're talking
Let
about
me
your
show.
projects. That's would be
Yeah,
super. Just share it and I'll set it in the right place. I'll help
yeah.
you. Yeah, you can click on three dots in the right upper corner and
Oh,
screen share.
oh yeah. Sorry, I was somewhere else.
Yeah, that's
Okay, here we are.
fine.
Yeah, so this is my website, which for all of you needs to be updated. Many other projects happened since the last update, but many important projects are also here. Maybe one project that I can show you is a very important one that we did together with artist duo Hakatao that you see a lot here. And also because it really happened in the metaverse. So, and it was done with Christis. So Hakova Bear. So just for instance, yeah, like to give you an idea. Maybe I can also share this video so you will project. Yeah, in the meantime, I'll explain. So basically, a few years ago, Christie's had in their hands apparently the last available drawing by Leonardo. Okay, this let the video work. I don't know why. But anyways, um, Christie's had the last, Leonardo da Vinci drawing available for sale, which is this bear that you see here. And they asked the artist duo Hakatao, which is a duo that is pioneering in the blockchain art space and that I have worked with for many projects starting in 2020. They're also Italian, and they asked Hakatao to imagine what would happen if the bear like could come to life, basically. Actually, they asked Hakatao to digitally intervene on the work, and Hakatao decided to create AR work and basically like bring the bear to life. And so when you scan the original work of Leonardo da Vinci, you see like you see that the bear gets animated and is what you see here, like in 3D And I think that at the time, AR is still very cool, but at the time, what was really extraordinary was to think about the fact that this digital artwork in 3D, animated, will forever be connected with the actual Leonardo da Vinci drawing. This is the
Wow.
this is the talk that we had, and actually, like in the metaverse, it was a very cool space that we organized, and we were all in the metaverse. But also, I mean, as a curatorial project, I was always interested to understand and prove how, art, it's only us who put art in boxes, because art actually, is a continuum. So there is no distinction between like the
Mm-hmm.
art of Leonardo da Vinci and, the art of crypto art and of the metaverse. And so this was just a very 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 cool project, that I worked on, and that could prove that. Now, sorry, I'm getting distracted with the video, but you can just go on this page and check it yourself. Maybe my
Mm-hmm.
connection is
Yeah.
not great.
Sorry,
um,
once again, where is the artist originally from?
so the artists are from Italy,
Uh-huh.
and they started to use the blockchain. It's also the same artist here. I can also show you this project because it was also like a
Mm-hmm.
major project. So their name is Hakatao. It's a duo in
Uh-huh.
life and in art.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and they were part of the few pioneers who started to use the blockchain in 2018, and actually tokenized on the platform Super Rare in May 2018 when Super Rare opened. So they're really, really OG. We got to know each other because I interviewed them for a museum, and then we worked together very well, and we did many projects together. This project that you see here, this was one of my favorite projects that I ever worked on, because it was done with Akatao and the band Blondie. So basically, again, as we did for Leonardo da Vinci, with Leonardo da Vinci, like art is a continuum, and there is no separation between Leonardo and crypto art. We did the same with the punk movement, the music punk movement, represented by the band Blondie, who wanted to do a collaboration with Hakatao. So basically, like, we thought about, okay, like how where is the connection between punk music and crypto art? The crypto art
Mm-hmm.
is also, at least at the beginning, it is started by artists who really shared a punk spirit, and so there were a lot of common points between these two currents, and so that's where we started with the project. And then we called the project Hack the Borders. So it was like this, like hacking the borders, mainly the borders of the mind, and like try to see beyond, which is exactly what the spirit of punk and crypto art is. And for this project, Hakatao created, as you see here, these portraits of Debbie, which is a singer
Yeah.
of the band Blondie, very famous. We worked directly with them, and the extraordinary thing was that Christine, the guitar player, I'm gonna show you now the metaverse space. Christine, the guitar player of Blondie, created a new guitar track for the digital work, and Debbie created a poem, and so it was really a collaboration where Hakatao did the visual artworks and the musicians and singer did the musical part. This was one of the first metaverses that my friend in New York created. It was called Arium. Doesn't work anymore, but Arium, it was possible to go inside the metaverse and with a cube and actually talk to each other with a mic and with a camera. Now metaverses are really developed, so it's not like a new thing anymore, but at the time it was very cool. And so we created, it was possible, we created this whole like gallery for for the Blondie Museum, and then yeah, and then like we were, as you can see, like we were talking inside the metaverse, and people could go around. It's the
Yeah.
city on New York, obviously, and all these cubes that you see, it's all people moving and talking to each other. This was
Wow.
another
Nice.
extraordinary project where like a collaborate. I think where you understand that digital art I mean, what's really special about digital, one thing which is really special about digital art is the multidisciplinary approach, meaning that, yeah, it is, you can, like come together with music and visuals and animations and, any discipline that you can think of is possible to embed in digital art. So that was a nice manifestation of that.
Yeah, that's true.
See.
I like the idea with users that are moving like it looks like Roblox, and I like that they are all like without faces and without specific avatars. They're like and like
Yeah,
NPCs, like
yeah,
visual.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was just cubes, exactly. And then another important thing that I have done, there is a major, it's called The Vault by Whale Shark, who is a major crypto art collector. And then Whale Shark, basically, I was highlighting this huge collection that he had. Each month, I will pick an artist, and you see many of them here. Each month, I will pick an artist, and I curate the works that are present in his collection, and then we organize a metaverse exhibition. We organize, like an interview with the artist. We organize a press release, and then at the end of the month there is the event in the metaverse. And um uh, and like people were coming together to see the exhibition. And one of the, again, like another new thing about this curation that lasted for a whole year was the fact that we were not selling art. It was the highlighting an existing collection, and the collector agreed in doing that with me every month. This is an amazing artist that um, I really suggest for you to check out it. Renner Schmidt is pretty amazing, and it was also part of the collection of Will Shark. And then I can show you other artists who are very. This is all amazing artists that are part of that collection and that I had the pleasure to work with. This is Brendan Dowes, British amazing artist. He has been using at the beginning 3D for a very long time, and then started to use artificial intelligence also in unsuspectable times. And then if you go to these pages, you have, like you have the show in the metaverse. You see, like every month we were organizing a whole gallery. It was a lot of work, but it was really satisfying to just sit there with the artist, and then you can watch the videos. And this is the whole hour, like talking with the artist. This I'm sure that all of you know who Xcopy is. So there were also, I believe, 12 artworks by Xcopy in the web collection. And so, because as you know, Xcopy is anonymous. So bad. I mean, the internet never had a problem. Anyways, um, is anonymous, and so like he didn't want to come for 24 artworks, not 12. He didn't want to come for an interview or like like for the event that we do at the end of the month. But I think that a very cool thing happened is that I sent him 24 questions to answer, and each question was based on the titles of his artworks. My next copy answered all the 24 questions, and so we have a fantastic interview with him, um, maintaining his, and respecting his anonymity. This is another project that we have done with Hakatao, also continuing on the, like on what we have set for Leonardo, the continuum of art, and proving that art is all connected. This was very cool. So all of you know Fontana artist. So basically, there was a museum in Italy and a gallery, Zanini Art Gallery, that Akatao collaborated with. They had a painting by Fontana, I believe with six cuts, and Akatao they were asked to again do like a digital intervention on the painting by Fontana, and basically what they created, they imagined what will be in the back of the canvas. Here it is. So
Wow.
they imagine like what will be right, like the basically like the light going through the cups. And so we created this work and we did an exhibition in Italy, and the original canvas was there. And then we created like a totem where, yeah, it was one, two, three, four, five, six, seven cuts. And yeah, and so like we created a totem where the Hakatao, the screen for the digital artwork was the same size of the canvas. And so basically you had, like the front of the work and the imagined back of the work. There is photos here, but unfortunately now it's not visible. And then other, different kind of projects. For instance, I was working with the art, which was also like a platform and a marketplace, and they worked a lot with the metaverse. And for this exhibition, for instance, they said that they had like a spaceship. And so we organized, like I curated through hundreds and hundreds of submissions on open call, um, artworks to be fitted in this very fun metaverse, which was a spaceship, as you can see here. And so
Wow.
we filled the whole spaceship with artworks from the submission. So it's very, very, very fun. You can find all the artworks here, and then people could go inside, and then it was very interactive. Like you could click on the screens and interact with the artworks. It was very fun, and this is some of the artworks that were there. So all sorts really of like um, collaboration with curation, with the curation that I do. And then yes, if you're interested, I mean, we can. This is also all artists that were part of the collection. I think this is interesting. This is another. This is. Another very famous metaverse, which is
The
Decentraland, and
Central
it
Land,
was
yeah.
the Metaverse Art Week. Yeah, and so Breezy, I was invited to curate a room for the Metaverse Art Week, um, and yeah, and so I thought about the new, like the concept as the new art newspaper. I don't know if you know this artist that I'm showing you here. His name is Moharra. You should look for him. Moharra is our journalist, in the crypto art space. He's not really a journalist, but through his artworks, he comments everything that happens every day, like fun or dramatic or relevant in the art and tech art space, blockchain art space, crypto art space. This is still a bad. This is another artist. But he's our, it's our like newspaper. Basically, you open his Twitter page, and you see like you know what's going on in our space. And so I put together artists who documented the time, and Stella Bell is another amazing artist, a crypto OG who was doing like this is Bea, the co-founder of Dada. So like all people that we know, she was putting like in these portraits. Um, and this was Pantraxita, who these two that you see here are Hakatao. This is Alottamoni. She painted a huge paint with all the relevant artists in the crypto art space from the beginning. So somehow she also documented a piece of history with her painting. So I put like these people who are doing documentation together in for the crypto art space together for for this curation.
Wow, wow.
This was another
So,
interesting. We have done this.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think we should add the portal here because I see a lot of amazing projects, and I think
Okay.
that everybody could explore them, and that's really amazing. So I think if you send me the link, I will add one more portal here, and we will
Okay.
see that. So this is your website, right?
Yeah, it's my website. Sorry, it's not updated. I mean, it needs to be updated. I'm working on it, but everything that you
Yeah,
see here is on the website. So a big part is here. Um,
yeah. And
yeah, the
anyway,
link is.
that's
I can
amazing.
share it. It's actually
Yeah,
the link that you have. Wait, let me. I can send you the link in
yeah, yeah.
Telegram.
I wanted
Yeah.
to
So
ask.
this is. Go,
Uh,
please go, go.
yes. Yeah, sorry. I wanted to ask you the question. So you said you're Italian, but you spent time exploring Chinese culture. And
Yeah.
has the culture you were born into or currently live, or the country, the countries from Asia influenced your work? If so, how? And I just wanted to ask about Italian digital art as well. Does it develop, or yeah, just your opinion about that?
Yeah. So actually, there is a strong presence of Italian artists and curators in the digital and crypto art space, especially blockchain space. Because a few of the pioneers, because the pioneers are already very little, and a few of the pioneers, like for instance, as we mentioned, Hakatao, there is Mattia Cuttini, and then there is all the new ones who are very, very present and relevant in the blockchain space. There is many Italian artists, and for our curation, actually, what was funny was that until a certain point, now we have more curators, but until a certain point, let's say that amongst like 4 or 5 curators in total that we had in the crypto art space, 3 of them are Italian, and we all came from different background. Like me, I am the Italian who went to China, and then there was another Italian
Yeah,
curator who experienced in London. So we were all coming from different experiences, but the let's say the origin country is very much the same. For Asia, that's what I'm gonna do here. So for Asia, I cannot talk about like specific
hmm,
artists for now because that is the reason why I'm going to China and Hong Kong. But what I know 100% is that for art and technology and especially the use of AI, also for creative purposes uh, and blockchain, for which they even opened a couple of years ago. I think the blockchain center in Beijing, China is very much ahead. I mean, if you follow a
yeah,
little bit the news about AI, like I follow this very nice newsletter which is called the Rundown AI. It's pretty crazy to see. I mean, to see how much China is developing for AI, dropping models, and like artists are having a lot of fun. So that's why I'm here exploring. I think that the potential now is really huge. Um, yeah,
hmm, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that's anyway important to collaborate and mean the culture you were born in. So, and um,
absolutely.
as I
I also
understand
think
you,
sorry to
sorry,
interrupt you, but I
sorry.
also think because I thought that it was also in one of your questions, I also think that
Hmm.
um, it's time to expand a little bit the geography of
Yeah.
this digital art space, because for now, I mean, mainly Europe and the US, for artists,
Hmm.
curators, collectors, and now, yes, like Emirates and like the Middle East is, like really like totally flourishing and like growing exponentially, like the fact that art Dubai has a whole sector dedicated to digital art, and it's not like a hidden sector or something that nobody should see, but it's actually treated as an official sector. It tells you a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Sure.
And same for like um, Far East, like China. It really is the time to let's say integrate more cultures in the space, because until now it was a little, let's say, US and Europe dominant. And also it's a little, that's why it's also a little paralyzed. It's the same people for years, the same projects, same artists, and it's a little, we really need fresh air. So I'm very happy to to look somewhere else.
Hmm. Sure. And yeah, about these differences, I just wanted to ask you about representing the culture. Should creators embrace more stereotypic signs, like, for example, if you talk about Middle East, is camels, desert, carpets, etc. France is baguettes and Eiffel Tower, etc. Or we should highlight more authentic aspects, lesser known aspects, to show the culture inside, to make it more visible. What do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously, authentic aspects. Obviously, it's not easy for. I think that you always have to distinguish two parts. One part is, I mean, one thing is art, and the other thing is art market. And sometimes what the market wants is easy, light, understandable, and unfortunately very much cliche. So that's also why many artists follow, like the, let's say, the cliche path as you describe, like desert and camel. Um, obvious, and then there is art,
Yeah,
and which maybe doesn't take part of the art market, but it's art, and obviously goes deeper, and at the end of the day, wherever you go, art talks about the same things. It's like it's the human condition. It's we're all exactly related in the same way. So if we stick to that, obviously it will be much better than, like as you said, like Eiffel Tower, I think.
yeah, that's it. And that's also difficult to um, like for some groups of people, maybe older ones, or I don't want to stigmatize, but uh, for some of us, that's difficult just to understand what is metaverse, what is blockchain, and this is one of the most difficult thing. And I just wanted to ask you, how do you overcome it? How do you maybe uh, meet this situation when you should explain people why it's important? And uh, maybe you have any other difficulties in your professional path. So what is it, and how do you cope with that?
Uh, first, I think that we are very lucky because we are talking about art, and so we are, even to explain these technologies to people, but even for people themselves to understand these technologies, there is not a better way in the world than to try with art, because everyone understands art. You don't need an explanation for art. Everyone can feel it. Everyone can understand it in their own way, and through art, then to be able to catch some very otherwise difficult principles. Like if you explain to people like how a bunch of code works, nobody will understand. But if you show them a generative artwork, everyone understands that. And so through that, then it's very easy to say, well, actually, this is created through an algorithm. And then you show 10 images and you show the differences and the similarities. And then, like, all of a sudden, people understand how an algorithm works. So at least we're very lucky that we don't have to explain the technology through some technological projects. It is difficult to but if, I mean, it's not like I don't want to put myself on a, like on a pedestal. It's difficult to explain to people, but it's even difficult to understand yourself. Like it's a constant learning process. Why? Also because for the innovation, like for innovative projects, there is no school. There is no like schools or books or courses. It's because everything is. I mean, every day there is a new AI model update. So you have to be. You have to, as we say always in the space, you have to do your own research. So it's very difficult. Like I am very much into Bitcoin art. I do understand Bitcoin art, and I have been dealing with it since 2018. But then the other day, I talked to you about 100 collectors. I was writing an article for 100 collectors, and I had to explain ordinals. I mean, to explain ordinals, first you have to understand how Bitcoin works, and then you have to understand yourself how ordinals work, and then you have to find a way to explain to people. It's very difficult. I think that hopefully, what will happen in the future is that these technologies and like interfaces and websites and platforms will be more user friendly. For now it's very difficult. I mean, even if you have to get someone to open a wallet on the blockchain and do a transaction, it's not very user friendly. It's very difficult. So slowly, I think conceptually art is our best ally. So we're very lucky to look at innovation in the world through the lens of art. And then for other things, we need also like to develop, like easier systems and more user friendly.
Yeah, yeah. You should be all ears all the time. I understand. Personally, I am subscribed to at least 5 channels, and I should monitor it every day, just to check if something changed, something new appeared. Because
Yeah.
if I skip a few days, I just come like I
Oh
am
no.
a newbie in this sphere. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. It's
Yeah,
very difficult to keep up first to yourself, and then you have to deliver to people. So
yeah, that's it. So I have a question from our guest, Moonlight, asking, how do you choose the artists for your projects? What are the criteria?
that's a good question that they always ask, and it's very difficult. And it didn't get solved. It didn't get solved during the years. It just got worse. There is no criteria. It's very personal. Because it's like you can't deny that it comes to personal, and there is no filter. There is a filter because I am a person, and if I have to make a choice, every time you make a choice, it means that you exclude something. Now that said, usually what I try to do a list as a curator and as a person is not to be influenced too much by my own taste, but to at least understand. And I think that should be, a curator's job to have open eyes and understand if artists and art projects are, as I always say, like truthful to themselves. If there is truth behind an art project, it's a good art project. So that's my eternal exercise. And then there is also like how to like real life. Like, okay, you have 1 month time to put up like an exhibition with an artist. What do? You call the artist that you know, that you respect, obviously, not that you know because that you had a drink together, but that you trust, you respect, you like to work together with. So there's also these scenarios where you have a very short time, which is real life, and you will call those that you know that will answer and will say yes. Otherwise, the project doesn't happen. But then, in general, with a broader time, it is our duty to try to discover more artists, research, and for me, then if we go to my personal curation, I always speak. I'm interested in our projects that use technologies as a medium because I think that it's the most difficult thing to do. So when I understand that, um, it's a project that I'm interested in. Like the nature, the essence of the medium is used in the art project. Not technicalities. Like I don't want to talk about the medium, but conceptually, the medium is the core of the project. That's what I personally like the most.
Yeah, you're right. And that's true that when you choose, when you include, you always exclude someone. That's fortunate truth. Yeah. So we have another question from my colleague Olga. What is the situation with the NFT market at this moment? Opinion.
Hi, Olga. What is the situation? It's it's like when they ask you how is the situation with your couple, it's complicated. um, so as I was saying at the beginning of the talk, um, after the boom, we had a terrible time, which was 2023, like horrifying. I mean, it started in 2022. 2023 was horrible, and 2024 slowly coming back. I mean, there were some signs of hope for the market, but didn't fully recover yet. But I think that what um, what I see is that again, when there is a bubble, we all know that the bubble will have to explode. After the bubble explodes, you have the death of the medium or whatever that is. Like for a year and a half, we couldn't even name the word NFT because it's associated with speculation, and by that, like museums don't want to hear about it. They don't want to like you can't name it. Everyone started to find weird names like art on blockchain, just not to name the word NFT. So you understand that there was a problem with that, and the problem was also the press interest and the publications about only the monetary value. So it's gonna take a long time to recover from that, and it's still taking a lot of time to recover from that. But what is positively happening, and it's a big deal, is that institutions and big art players of any kind. It can be a gallery, it can be a collection, it can be, again, like a museum, it can be a fund. They at least understood that it's there, like the art is there to stay. Now, if this art needs somehow to be certified and it comes through and it happens through an NFT, it's good. So you see, finally, NFT artists doesn't mean anything. Like artists who use NFTs to actually be part of institutional exhibitions, and this again is a big deal. So I think that what is happening is that the most speculative market is down, but the value of the art and of the space is going up. And what is happening monetarily is stabilizing. Like the prices are stable. It's not the crazy things anymore that were happening like 3 years ago that you sell, everyone sells for like not everyone, but there's many artists at a certain point I sell for $500,000. No, there's not that kind of speculate like wavy speculation anymore. So it's almost like we went back to the old market. So marketplaces are either shutting down because it doesn't work, or they're becoming a gallery. So Super Rare is opening a gallery in New York. Maker's Place that I was working with shut down. Couldn't find like the right, like it seems that we're going back to you need a physical gallery, you need to collaborate with institutions, and you need to stabilize the price, like as the art market, the traditional art market. So I think that's what's happening now, which I don't know if it's encouraging or depressing. I think that the encouraging part is that once that it gets stable, then it gets more accepted, and people are more concentrated on the value of art instead of the value of speculation. What is depressing is that this space, and I will forever say this space that was supposed to be revolutionary, um, like a new, fresh, is being consigned to institutions or to the old art market very easily. And so now they have it in their hands. And so now it's Christie's doing, like an auction for the best AI NFTs that we have. It's not like a um, um, native marketplace. That's pretty sad, but that's also good. So that's, I think that's what's happening. I don't know if it explains.
Yeah. And yeah, Olga says same with the metaverse as a concept, and unfortunately, that's it. Does it differ from country to country? How do you think? Because there is an opinion that for example, metaverse is good for Japanese people, for example, or just
Mm.
yeah, it depends on maybe their uh, like
Um, yeah,
personality or
maybe.
something
Yeah. I
stereotypic,
mean,
but
obviously you have some,
anyway.
yeah, yeah, maybe. But then, I don't know, we're also very digital. So at a certain point, the differences between the countries. But yes, to your point, like, you have a country like Japan, they're more familiar with this kind of digital and virtual approaches. Um, but at the beginning, then at a certain point, like we all unify, and it needs to work. It needs to work for everyone. If I mean, like if the key for everyone is not found, it's not gonna work. And the metaverse had
Mhm.
a hard time. And it's the metaverse is very, I think it's very like it's a very special. It never really I think that it didn't get to its golden age yet. Somehow it didn't, like take off. Um,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, and um, about metaverse and blockchain and AI, what are the current trends in these fields? How do you think? Maybe some new tools, approaches, or styles? And is there anything that could give inspiration to new creators and help uh, the new buyers to achieve success, especially on global scale?
Um, I mean, trends, of course. Every day there is a new trend. If you follow the AI trends and updates, you're gonna get crazy. But if the real question is like how can these technologies and trends and updates be used to actually become successful as an artist. I mean, there is a rule that the artist duo operator always mention. It's that technology serves the concept. So you you use a technology when this specific technology um, serves your concept, because otherwise, if it's a mere exercise of using technologies, or if you are in too much into what's the next thing because I have to apply to my artwork. If you're too concentrated on the medium, very probably you're not going to be successful because you're not going to create how to say, like, art that is needed. You're just going to create art with what's constantly new. So actually, my suggestions will be like abandon trends. That there is a reason why they're called trends. It's not good. But if your concept and what you want to develop and what is in your mind, and if your idea can take shape through these amazing technologies that we have available right now, that is the moment where it will work, I think.
Thank you. I think that's a really great thought about not following trends, but having a conception, etc. So, I think we are going to ask our audience ask their questions in chat or in voice.
Okay.
Ed is asking, I was saying, incredible useful information. Thank you. Who buys the NFTs art in 2025? What do they want? What are the trends?
Exactly. You don't have to care about what they want. You have to care about what you want. Otherwise, the project is not going to be successful. If you care about what collectors want and they don't want for you to pump the price, and then they don't want for you to put the price too low because they bought for too much price, they don't want for you to ruin the price because they did an investment on you, they want for you to do a video because they don't like static images, that's the moment that is going to be very bad. Obviously, collectors are very important, so it's always good to exchange opinions about that. But I don't want to die poor. uh, I know, but I promise you that you will if you follow. If you follow, I don't know. I've never seen a successful. I mean, meaningful. If we talk about money, then of course you can do a PFP collection. See if you're lucky with that. You know, if you talk about like meaningful art projects, I think it should always come from follow. But anyways, so what are the for instance, one of the trends in NFTs, because AI is very popular, is vintage AI, which funny enough we call vintage, but it's artworks from like 2000, like 19 to 2020, 2021 even. But AI is so quick that now these artworks are vintage. And so artists who started to use AI, let's say before, consistently before the public models were available, I would say that it's a type of artwork that in this moment is very appealing. And I have seen that when I have curated a AI photography show in Paris in November, that I was presenting, one of the artists that I was presenting was David Young, and the fact that these um, artworks were created with locally run models, and even like guns, uh, and created like a few years ago, it was very somehow started a trend. For instance, yeah, and also I mean, generative art, obviously, that was another real trend. Too much, like, generative art is amazing, but then every time that genre or everything becomes a trend, that there is always something sick about it. Generative art last year and even now is one of the few uh genre that still like really survives in the market. Like, generative art projects are still possible to sell. um yeah, that's the two that I can think of.
Yeah, thank you. I think you're right. The artist just should be honest with himself and themselves, I mean, and just do their art. And that's a great thing about collaboration with the NFT expert or something, and there could be like a collaboration between the artist and NFT expert, and they could create something together that could be great as NFT and as well be honest the
Yeah, this is
audience.
a very important thing that you say. Like, for instance, I see the art of the future really like almost not made by one artist anymore, you know? Precisely what you said. It's like it's gonna be a group of people coming together,
Yeah, exactly.
so that with different expertise to, to like keep making relevant our projects. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah. So, does anybody else want to ask the question? Maybe aloud. You can just unmute yourself and feel free to ask it. So, and I just wanted to ask my own question as well while we are finishing.
Hmm.
So, what are your current professional goals, and are there anything you want to achieve in the nearest future? Um, so, I know that you are studying now. So, could you share, please?
Yeah, I am. So at the moment, as I was saying, like I am the founder of Breezy Art, which is art curation. So I curate art projects, which is my main passion and what I like to do. Um, and then I'm also the co-founder of 100 Collectors, which is this new club for collectors, which, at a certain point we really thought, I mean, different people, part of the same space, but like coming from different, let's say, angles. We really thought that we need a place for collectors who are such a important part of the space, like the motor of the art world, a space to connect, to gather, to exchange ideas, to be taken care of, to, it's like a hub for collectors, which rarely exists. And so we decided to go with 100 collectors, and we have gated content, we have partnerships, we provide exclusive experiences or accesses. So this is another thing that I'm doing right now, and I'm very excited about. We're gonna hopefully and expand with local clubs. So we already have one club in Lisbon, and very soon it's gonna happen a club in Madrid, and hopefully in Asia. I hope that will be on me, and fostering local communities and global communities as we launch the global chapter. And then I'm also collaborating with the Digital Culture Center of Milan, Meet. I am working on some curations for actually 2026. Was supposed to be 2025, but institutions are always like their programming is always constantly changes. So 2026, I can't say now, but it's gonna be very nice. What are my goals? My goal is always sometimes it sounds and then the PhD. Yes, as I mentioned, like blockchain as a medium. All these things are very connected, and my goal might sound very cheesy, like but I mean, there is a reason why I do art, and especially I'm passionate and I'm a student of blockchain, is because I do believe that the blockchain technology can provide the means to create a better society, more equal, fair, and distributed. Distributed value, distributed power, distributed decisional power, and I am very happy to be, at the service of art to um, to um, to give this technology a chance. So for me to do art and innovation is just amazing because, and I repeat, like if there is a way that, innovation can be, you can have the most innovative technology if it doesn't go through the cultural substrate, if it's not accepted by the cultural substrate, like people don't get it, it will never exist. It will never be. Innovation doesn't exist until it is absorbed by the cultural substrate. And so that's why I think it's very exciting to work for, like to support a technology that you really believe can change the world, but doing it through art. It's very creative and amazing because we also need beauty and, as I always say, also a medicine for the soul. So that's my goal: innovation through art.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. I think that's truly honor, and we deeply appreciate it. And it definitely worth watching on YouTube. That's good that we have a translation. And
Oh, okay. Oh, nice.
if, if you guys still have questions, you can ask the last one because we are going to finish. And I just wanted to say that we have three points. Yeah. And ah, where is okay, and so we have Instagram here on the right. Also, we have the website of Eleonora, and in the end of the auditory, in the end of the hall, we have the link to just a second to newsletters.
Newsletter.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
you.
we'll be very
you
happy. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, tell a little about
Yeah.
the newsletter.
Yeah. We'll be very happy if you could subscribe to the newsletter. I just decided actually today to go back to it. I'm gonna post also the link in the chat. This newsletter, I mean, hopefully, I travel a lot. I'm a nomad, and I also see, art. For instance, I have visited multiple museums in Bali, in Ubud. So it's gonna be stories about art, innovation, what I see around the world. The different cultures, and I just like to. To at least create something which can be, I called it the weekly breeze, a breeze that can caress you on Sunday to hopefully, yes, like inform you, but also entertain you, and put everything, for me to put everything almost like in this diary. So we'll be very happy if I cannot put links in the chat, I am told. Okay, well, there is the link in the portal to subscribe the newsletter. Actually, Elsa, if you can put the second link that I sent you,
Yeah, yeah. This is
yeah,
uh,
then it's gonna be
wait
the
a
one to subscribe.
second. Uh, Sorry, is this one correct? I just moved the portal. Now it's uh,
Let me
this
see.
is here on the right of me.
We-
This one. Yeah, yeah, this one. Is it correct? I think yes.
Yes. Okay, I see. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I will definitely subscribe myself, and
Thank you.
I recommend our guests to do the same. And yeah, thank you for sharing your path, your opinions, and for your contribution to digital art world. I think it's truly an honor, and we deeply appreciate this talk, and it means a lot, and I'm genuinely grateful for this. Uh, and
No,
I
of
suggest
course.
you.
Thank you for having me. Really, it was it's a
Yeah,
pleasure to have a talk like this.
yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot. And I also would suggest to have a photo, like group photo, all together if you want.
Oh,
We could
yeah. Yeah,
maybe,
let me see.
yeah, maybe let's
Should
go here, closer to the stage, and
maybe
we
we
could do,
see it with everyone, no? Okay, I'm gonna come here.
yeah. Yeah, just come here and let's take a photo. We'll upload it to our Twitter and LinkedIn and other networks. Ah, sorry, Eleonora, I thought you
No.
will join us
Okay.
here
Yeah,
on the
okay. I
stage.
think I'm,
Yeah.
am I here? Oh God. No, wait. No, I thought I had to go to see with them. Okay, I'm next to you, correct?
No, I mean, we are, so we have the camera in the end of the hall, and also, yeah, just you can just stay, yeah, on the stage like this. Yeah, yeah. I think we've done a few photos. I will send it to you as
Okay.
well
Thank you.
in our chat. Yeah. So that's it. Thanks a lot. And if you will,
Thank you.
if you want, you could send me something else, like more links. I'll keep them here for 2-3 days,
Okay.
just for our guests to with them as well. So
Thank you so
and
much.
yeah, and